Unhinged liberals get fired after celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. Now, the fact that leftists celebrate Charlie Kirk's death simply shows you everything wrong with with the political and cultural rot in this country. Now, the man disagreed with their worldview, and instead of debating, they just simply cheered that he's gone. And when people do that in public, well, when they brag about it on social media, you see, they lose their jobs if reported, and then they enter panic mode and become even more unhinged. And leftists fired from their jobs isn't cancel culture, okay? It's simply just accountability, okay? So if you think about it, if a conservative, went online and just celebrated the passing of a left wing figure and everything, the media would just go scorched earth until that person was ruined. Now their employer would be, pressured to go ahead and just, be pressured nonstop, and their name would be plastered across, CNN, MSNBC, and every other outlet until they were forced out. Okay, that's the double standard right there. And that's why when leftists celebrate Charlie Kirk's death, the only fair response is the leftists be fired from their jobs. Okay, so especially if it's posted on social media, because, well, simply put, I mean, the companies that they work for simply don't want to get a bad look given to them. Okay, so here's a video compilation, excuse me, of these leftists being fired from their jobs after celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk.
A few moments later.
I just had to block all of my friends because they just have such different political beliefs from me, and I thought that we were the type of friends who would live together someday after college and like stay in touch no matter what, and I thought these were the people that I would spend my life with and grow old next to. These were the people who saved my life on multiple different occasions.
See, these people would just scream about, they were screaming about, tolerance and about compassion, tolerance, and even empathy. But the second that, Charlie Kirk's name is simply just mentioned, well, they all of a sudden show their true colors. They mock him, they cheer, and they went on ahead and flood TikTok with disgusting posts, just like this person right here. And yet they demand protection from consequences but the reality is just simple. The leftists fired from their jobs for celebrating something so twisted is justice. Basically, it's not cruelty, it's simply enforcing the same rules that they focused on everyone else. Okay, let's continue.
So y'all got me fired from my job.
Yes.
You're fired. Get out. You're fired.
So I lost my job.
You're fired. Get out. You're fired.
Fired from my fucking job. I was just fired from my job. Yeah. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my fucking job.
You're fired. Get out. You're fired.
So I was just fired from my job.
To the person that sent that video to corporate and got me fired, thank you. And I know that everybody is going to see this video too, and that's okay. I'm not going to say anything wrong. Did I realize that what I was saying in that video was going to lead to this? No, I would have never fucking done that. But it seems like with my life, no matter how hard I fucking try, I end up fucking shut up. But I know that everything happens for a fucking reason. And I may not know right now what that reason is, but eventually God will reveal that to me. I love helping addicts. I love helping people. This job stressed me the fuck out some days, but I didn't care because it was worth it, because I was helping people. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. My daughter is about to go to college, and I don't know now how I'm going to pay for that, but I know that I'll figure it out. And if you want to send this video to corporate too, that's
Okay, so Charlie Kirk wasn't a criminal. He was an activist who stood up for conservative values. And for that alone, people on the left celebrate Charlie Kirk's death like it's, some victory. I mean, honestly, that's sick right there. That's not political debate or disagreement. It's just dehumanization. Now, you want to expose these people, just simply show it to their bosses, show their posts. And when leftists who were fired from their jobs happens and stuff, maybe then they'll think twice about, turning political opposition into hatred and cruelty. Okay. But these companies, don't want employees who will openly cheer for a man's death online. You see, that reflects on their brand. And if you're dumb enough to go ahead and tweet or TikTok, put TikTok posts about how happy you are that Charlie Kirk died and everything, then you deserve the consequences. Okay.
In just the last 72 hours.
What the fuck are you supposed to do when you get fired? You just take it? You just take it like a man? I'm unemployed. What am I supposed to do now? Do I go home and goon? Like, guys, what do I do? Like, actually, like, what do you do when you get fired? What's the next step? Do you look for, obviously you look for a job, but like, I got no income now. I spent my last $300 on a parking ticket. That was on me. I did let it sit a little bit. It was like a $30 parking ticket. It went up to $300. I really don't want to talk about it, but what am I supposed to do, guys? Oh my god. This when they say like once you get to a point in adulthood where it's not enjoyable. I don't know who said adulthood was enjoyable. I'm just kind of, but like, what am my gas? I haven't got enough for gas, guys. Oh my god. What am I? Is this what I can't do this? I'm supposed to do this for the rest of my life? Like I can't. What am I supposed to do, guys? Please, someone put financial tips. Oh my god.
So interestingly enough, the same, leftists who were fired from their jobs isn't about silencing them. It's about employers simply protecting themselves from the fallout. You see, nobody wants a bad PR nightmare tied to their company, simply put, because some staffer thought cruelty was acceptable thing to do to react. And here's where the hypocrisy really explodes. You see, the same crowd that wants conservatives, deplatformed for hate speech suddenly claims free speech when it's them that's celebrating Charlie Kirk's death and then they're in the spotlight. Free speech isn't a shield against consequences from your boss. You see, if your job can fire you for embarrassing them and stuff, and you embarrass them by simply showing you're cheering for death, then leftists fired from their jobs is the only logical conclusion. Okay. And that actually says a lot right there.
And if I see another person that got fired from their job for celebrating Charlie Kirk's death come and bitch about the fact that they lost their job, as if
In just the last.
For my job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my job.
I was just fired from my job. So, yeah. Follow me. I don't know. Like this video, give me a follow, and stay tuned for more content because it is coming.
Tell you what you need, bro. Genuinely, I want to give you some advice. Or whatever you are, attack helicopter or something. Bigger t-shirt. Need a bigger t-shirt. Calorie deficit will go a long way. Maybe get out in the sun a bit. You look a bit like you're lacking vitamin D. Probably need some therapy. Now that you've got no job and you're unemployed, get yourself out on a jog, sort your fucking head out, yeah? Also, just a suggestion. Next time an innocent man gets murdered in front of his kids and his wife, pro free speech and let anyone debate him and have an opinion and challenge his views, maybe don't celebrate it. Maybe take a look in the mirror, realise something's not right. You know what I mean? Something's not right.
The Trump administration's effort to find and punish Americans who criticize Charlie Kirk intensifying.
So when you see someone celebrating Charlie's murder, call them out. And hell, call their employer.
Some employers already firing or suspending people for their posts about Kirk, impacting teachers, commercial pilots, doctors, and even NFL staff. Today, Secretary of State Marco Rubio floated revoking critics' visas.
We should not be giving visas to people who are going to come to the United States and do things like celebrate the murder, the execution, the assassination of a political figure.
Two defense officials telling NBC News Secretary Pete Hegseth has directed his staff to look for posts from service members. Pentagon leaders quickly getting behind that policy. The Marines say they fired a recruiter for an alleged post about Kirk's death reading, "Another racist man popped." Experts say expect those firings to be challenged in court.
Simply saying unpleasant things or unflattering things or things you just disagree with concerning another person who's not a public official, who was never a public official, I think cannot be punished by any part of the government.
On social media, people who've criticized Kirk are being called out, their names and photos widely circulated, some using the hashtag revolutionaries in the ranks. One post about an Army officer who allegedly shared direct quotes from Kirk has been viewed more than 7 million times.
They're not giving up their First Amendment rights when they swear an oath to serve in the military.
Absolutely not. They may apply somewhat differently, but the principle is the same.
One of those differences, officers are not allowed to criticize the president or elected officials. Tom?
All right, Courtney, we thank you. In the wake.
Well, that's pretty interesting. And one thing to remember, the internet never forgets. You see, these people post gleeful comments, thinking it's harmless, but screenshots actually live forever. Now, you can delete a TikTok video, you can wipe the post from Facebook or X, but once it's out there, it's permanent, okay? And when employers look you up, they'll see that you're the type who actually laughed because Charlie Kirk passed away. You see, that's not edgy at all. That's just career suicide, all right? Now, the leftists who were fired from their jobs will be possibly blacklisted tomorrow because of their own choices. You see, this isn't about, vengeance at all. It's about fairness. You see, leftists celebrate Charlie Kirk's death with no hesitation, okay? But they expect, the people on the right to go ahead and sit silent when the same council mob has ruined lives over jokes, memes, or even political donations. Enough. If cancel culture is the standard, then the leftists who are fired from their jobs for celebrating the death is the enforcement of their own system. They set the rules, and then not us. People like conservatives or people in the middle are simply living by the rules. Charlie Kirk spent his career challenging the left's monopoly on culture, and the reaction proves he got under their skin. The vile posts online aren't random either. They're just relief from that thorn in their side and stuff that's gone. But instead of looking in the mirror, they show the world how morally bankrupt they are. And when screenshots actually go viral, employers step in. And these leftists who are fired from their jobs aren't the victims. They're the fools who revealed their hate to everyone, okay? Now, simply put, every corporation talks about values and community standards. Well, here's the test. If your employee celebrates death online, do you stand by your values or do you just simply protect them because they're left wing? That's the crossroads right there. And it's why seeing leftists who are fired from their jobs matters, because if it shows some standards still apply. It's actually on their part preventable and everything, and shouldn't have to reach to this point, okay? But at the same time, not everything can be excused under the banner of politics. You see, some things cross the line, and this does, okay? So Charlie Kirk's critics out there should have chosen silence. You see, they could have just, chosen disagreement without cruelty, but instead they chose celebration. And that says more about them than it does about him, okay? So that's why, people on the right have called it out, documented it, and made sure consequences followed. Leftists who celebrated Charlie Kirk's death in public, and when those leftists were fired from their jobs, became the headline, well, they'll have no one to blame but themselves. Okay, so yeah, simply put, this is not complicated. If you think it's acceptable to cheer for the death of someone because their politics upset you, you're unfit for serious work. Now, if you're the one of those people who thought, celebrating Charlie Kirk's death was just, free speech, then, well, you've proven your judgment is just garbage, all right? And when leftists fired from their jobs happens in response, I mean, that's not injustice. It's the only way to hold people accountable when society's standards are on the line. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Be sure to smash the like button, share the video far and wide across social media. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for future uploads, notifications, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, peace.